Okay, this is what I know about fluting. First thing you need to do is get a comfortable chair at the right height. Clamp your jig down or mount it to a solid surface. And then if you have a pre-existing barrel with flutes, you want to set your fluting jig, the file, so it only comes up to like the neck. If you come up too far where there's already been flutes cut and flute the whole thing again, when you get ready to shoot around, your casing's gonna flare out like that and it's gonna wedge in the chamber. How do I know that? Just trust me, I know. If you don't have no flutes in the chamber already, bring your file all the way up to where the riflings start. And you know what? It's not rocket science. Run a few passes, check for depth, and then if you're deep enough, lock it back down and commence. But first, we're going to start out with recutting shallow flutes. What I do is I get it set, run a few passes back and forth, and then I put something soft over this file so it don't gouge in your fingers, and run it back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, till you get 500 cuts for each flute. And this is how I keep track of them, by marking them like that. What else? Oh, you're going to want to run a light down the barrel so you can see. The best way to reflect light is to make sure that you oil the inside of the barrel first. It helps the light reflect down the base of the barrel. I use a Pelican light, and I mount it up on a pedestal like that to get the light up there high enough. I always use the top setting on the light. The light will come with it. And then I wear these so I can see. And I have that light on. And then I turn this light on that you gave me, which is a Gerber. And the two together, you can see into the chamber with your jeweler's glasses on. Now, I would recommend, I'll send this Gerber back to you. I would recommend getting a Pelican light, a Pelican pen light. They are excellent. Mine went to hell, otherwise I'd send it to you. Then after you cut each flute, you will go in with the cleaning swab like this and brush away any of the material that has been scraped from you cutting a flute. And then you take that back out, you loosen this up, index it to the next flute, and then lock it back down. Take your flute to a 6 o'clock position and then lock it back down. You can use these springs mounted on to your stroke. You can mount that over top of the file if that's what you wish. I just do it by hand because I've done so many, I know the feel. But beginners, it's a way to do it till you get the feel of it. One thing that brings to a point, it's very important, is breaking your files. And if you're not doing it right, you'll break files. Even if you are doing it right, you'll break files. So this is just an example of some that I've broken. So when you break a file, you want to make sure when you put the new file in and lock it on the edge, which you need to have the edge straight up and down, and there is a notch cut in this this base. When you pull out the barrel, you'll see it. It'll help you get this indexed correctly till you get the feel of it better. What I do is I match up a new file along the side, and I have an old file laying out here, but I match up a new file along the side, get the backs about the same distance, put a straight edge across here so that they're the same, and then I cut a notch with another file. And I just cut a notch. That way when I take this file out that gets broken, as you can see there's a notch cut here, I can slide a new file in, and when I get to that notch, I know I'm at the correct distance for my depth. It's just something I've learned. Let's see, what else? Indexing for non-fluted barrels. Okay, I have an indexing wheel, and there's 12 marks on here. And then I have other rods here for different caliber barrels, depending on which caliber you're doing. It's not rocket science. If you put this in a barrel and you attach it, it's gonna stay at the correct time. So I take a standard filler rod, take my vice grips that I'll supply with this, and I clamp the right there. And then I bend this to come back over and be an indicator pointer that will point to which notch I'm doing at the time. And then all I do is loosen up my barrel again, spin the barrel to the next notch, lock the barrel back down, and I'm ready to cut the next flute. Now you're going to find out it's going to be like 500 strokes per flute. This clamp here is to put up here with a piece of metal in case you're doing a like a pistol caliber barrel, because these are adjustable. This is your forward stroke and this is your rearward stroke, and they move back and forth on the rod. And you don't have enough adjustment on your forward stroke for pistol calibers. So what I do is I put a plate in there, and it's just any rough piece of metal you can find that'll get you at the correct distance. But I'll throw this in. These angle irons here are to level out the barrel. You can put them in here if you get a tapered barrel. I really have not seen the need to use these at all. Also, here's basically a plumber's tool, and you turn this on and it lights up, and you can stick that down a receiver with the electronic eye and look at your flutes to tell if you got plug flutes, shallow flutes, whatever. You can use it on the jig. That's what I really designed it to be used with, but it was just a little cumbersome and bulky for me to use by myself. But I'll include that also. I'll also include a barrel that a customer had sent me, and I don't know if you can see that in this video, but it looked like he cut this notch out for the pin with like a die grinder. And I told him, I says, listen, I'll fix this barrel for you, but what you done here is not correct. And I never heard nothing back from the guy. So this barrel has not been refluted yet. So it's a barrel that you can practice with. And I think that's about it. I'll include all this stuff. I'll get it all boxed up. Your old check is in here. I voided it out. So I think that's about it. Oh, these files. You get these files from Enco. I'm not gonna just tell what they are on this video, but on the other side is a tag and the number of the file so that you can contact Enco and they'll have all the part numbers. So I think that's about it. if you have any questions, feel free to contact me, you know, anytime. And good luck. I told you basically everything I know, and I don't know anybody else that's done anything quite like this to the extent that I have. So good luck, and I'll talk to you later.